Three, two, one. There's no such thing as nefarious reels. Oh, wait, I lied. Hey, everyone. This is Nefarious Reels. I'm your host, Ninja.
And I'm your other host, Cole.
And welcome to Nefarious Reels, where we talk about bad movies and all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah, the worst of the worst, bottom of the barrel, maybe so bad they're good.
Among other things, and so on and so on forth. But let's just get right into it. The first film we watched, the retro pick, was chosen by me, and we ended up watching Hollywood Cop, which was directed by the same guy who did Samurai Cop, which I know you mentioned last episode, Cole,
Yep.
which I haven't seen. Maybe some
It is
point.
a better version of what this movie was,
Well, I
I
think
would say.
Samurai Cop came out later, so
Yeah, it was 1990, I think.
I don't know. Well, this film came out in 1987, but the plot of Hollywood Cop is this kid. There's this guy who owes I guess the gangsters, the mafia. Some guy owes the mafia money, so they kill a bunch of people at a ranch to kidnap his son, to hold him for ransom. So they keep the wife alive so that way that she can deliver the message about the ransom. She goes to the police, who can't really do anything because the one guy in charge sucks. And so he goes to main character Turkey, who is the titular Hollywood cop, to try to save the son so they don't have to do the ransom. And that's pretty much and other things happen too, I guess. So that's the plot of the movie. Cole, what did you think of Hollywood Cop?
Mostly boring, and throughout most of the runtime, I could not stop comparing it to Samurai Cop. And I
Yeah.
did look it up. It was 1991 it came out. So 4 years after this one. And yeah, like I was saying before, this is like Samurai Cop is a much more improved version of what this movie
When you
was.
say improved, do you mean that it's better made or it's more enjoyable to watch?
More enjoyable to
Okay, so
watch.
it's still terrible.
Yes, it's still bad, but it's more funny.
I mean, not to say that this film doesn't have its like bits of humor and fun you can derive of it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't deny that. I mean, I really liked the opening title card where you just get Hollywood Cop and they just get the little gunshots in there.
Yeah,
Bam, bam.
I think I enjoyed kind of the opening is when we get an established shot of like the guys that are at the all our bad guys. They're at this pool party with all these hookers. And basically, when the main head boss guy shows up and he's like talking to him, it's such a weird exchange because he keeps cutting him off. He's like, "Do you have the thing? Yes, we got it. You sure you have that? Oh yes, certainly, boss. And you have already the area card." He like keeps interrupting with the script. Like they had only one take they can do, and that's what they're gonna use.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if they did that in one take because I hate to keep being the dead horse about this, but like Samurai Cop, there were scenes like that also where it seemed like they had such a minimal shooting schedule. Every scene looked like it was all done in one take, and they were just going, "Oh, you messed up? Okay, we'll keep that in there no matter what.
Yeah, they only
We're just
had
gonna
enough
go with it."
funds to rent like each location for like an hour, so we gotta get this done fucking
Yep.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah, we
but
gotta make these movies somehow.
and they go to the ranch, which is the plan. It's just like go to the ranch, kidnap the child, leave the wife alive, no witnesses, and they all bumble their way down into this ranch area, which was a funny scene for me. You got all these guys in like these suits, and they're just wearing ski masks, and they kind of bumble their
Yeah.
way down this hill. Which
And then you get one of the most epic shootouts ever.
Well, I mean, to give them credit, they do fight back. I was ready for this just to be
They
a
do.
whole slaughter of everyone getting shot, and then they kidnap it. But all the ranch hands, some of
No.
them do get guns and kill people. That's where we're
Yeah, and it's
introduced.
all just like one shot each. It's just like pow,
Ugh,
pow.
and then they die. We get introduced to our titular child character, who naturally in these kind of films can't act for shit.
What were you expecting? Was there anything else?
I don't know. It could have been better, but yeah, there's the child. I don't know, they're kind of goofy because when the shootout happens, he's with another kid, and he's just like, "I want my mommy," it's just like, "Oh, feed the kid line. Just say this is what you need to say," and then just that deadpan, empty delivery. But as mentioned, the kid gets captured, and probably when there was a good scene in the shootout where basically when they're searching the house, and then it looks like they escape through the window. So the one guy's like, "You go around back, you go through the window," but then he opens the shower curtain. Oh, that's where she was actually hiding the whole time. I thought that was a pretty well played out scene there.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like all like just unbearable. There's some scenes that you can see there's like a little bit of effort put into it,
Well,
you
maybe
could say.
unbearable for you.
Maybe I have more higher standards than you do.
Maybe you shouldn't have watched Samurai Cop.
Yeah, maybe my expectations were so high because of Samurai Cop and the excitement behind it that it just kind of
Like you have to realize this is before the director had
that is
the
true.
assets to make a Samurai Cop. This is
Yeah.
4 years before. They didn't understand his his film craft at the time.
He needed to find what works for him and
This was
what
him
kind of
fitting
movies
into
they should
his
be.
role in his cop movies.
Yeah, his cop where they're named Turkey and Jaguar.
Exactly. But what were you about to say? You're about to say something earlier.
Oh, there was I was also what I was gonna say earlier was just how much they use the music that is super 80s sounding. And
Well,
it's almost like every scene you hear it.
well, yeah, that's the one track he was able to license for the movie.
The one track that just used over and over,
Yep.
and they don't want you to figure it out.
Well, it's a like if it's a repetitiveness. If we keep playing
Mm-hmm.
enough, they'll come around to liking it, like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, well, they'll like it at some point maybe
They better like it.
because it's the only one we have.
But the kid gets captured, and she goes to the police to L.A. And then she walks around L.A. because it immediately cuts to her like walking out of the building, and then it just starts like cutting to like different shots like around L.A.
Yep.
before eventually we get introduced to our lead character at a hot dog stand.
Turk
Turk.
or Turkey or
They call him Turk at the beginning, and then they just started calling him Turkey afterwards, which is
yeah,
really weird.
and his real name is John Turquoise, I believe.
Oh, he had a real
That sounds
name?
right.
I don't remember them ever talking about his
Yeah.
real name.
Okay, on the letterbox it says his actual name is just Turquoise,
Turquoise,
but they just go Turk for short
or Turkey.
or Turkey.
But yeah,
One of our two turkeys.
yeah, we get introduced to Turk, who, when seeing a police car show up and investigate, it
Yep.
turns out there is a rape murder. What's
Grape.
happening? Yeah, a grape murder.
Yeah, there we go.
That grape
Yeah,
homicide.
something in a hotel room.
Yeah, there was a disturbance. It's a grape hostage situation. And there's like, we're waiting for the Lieutenant John Johnson or something. What was his name?
Oh, Lieutenant Maxwell.
Yeah, Lieutenant Maxwell. And he's
Yeah.
like, fuck that. We'll be
No,
here forever. We're gonna
fuck
go
that
right
shit.
in to one of the
And
best scenes of the movie,
yes, that battle
where we
scene.
get
that
we get our
chase.
biracial team of criminals. You have like the black guy, you got like the Mexican, you got
Yep.
like all the races in there.
Yeah, they're a very diverse cast of criminals in this
rapists.
organization.
A very diverse cast of rapists. Way more diverse than our main group of baddies, which are all like Italians, apparently.
Yeah,
He-
and they go with the stereotype
Yeah,
that all
they
Italians
all
are
have
criminals.
pasta names.
The
But
only one I remember was spaghetti, and that was it.
there's like a rigatoni, I think.
Rigatoni.
But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So they show
Yeah,
up
let's-
to try to stop this grape hostage situation. And then the baddies basically just sneak up on them on another room. But then our epic Turk pretty much guns most of them all down. One does get away, or almost gets away, but he gets injured by a different cop. And then he's captured by someone he was holding hostage. And he holds him
Who
at
then
like
had like a
knife them.
machete.
Yeah, which leads to the funniest line in the movie. I know this guy who fucked your wife, but he's our prisoner now.
Or now.
But then the guy's just like, no, He didn't, and then he cuts off the criminal's head, and it just rolls down the hill.
Well, he cut off his hand first, and then yeah, obviously the head after
Yeah,
he had
first he
him
cuts
in
off
the
the hand, but then when he
chokehold.
has him the hostage, then he cuts off his head. Well, it looks like he just
Yeah,
slices
that.
his neck, but apparently it had the strength to cut off like the
Yeah,
entire like everything else too, because it just rolls down the hill. And
yeah,
that
that
shows
was
us
probably my favorite part.
that showed us that Turk was a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules. But of course, that gets him in trouble with Cameron
Of
Mitchell.
course.
He's like, "God damn it, Hollywood cop! You crossed the line." That's not the line he said, but that's what he said in our hearts.
Yeah, but we had to get Mad Police Chief.
You know, it's a classic. It's a staple.
Oh yeah,
And then when we out of left field get introduced to Jaguar, who is his partner, Turk's
and
partner.
he's like suave and like a Chad almost.
Yeah, and he comes out of nowhere. There's no proper introduction. He just shows up. But of course, after that whole scene, they get approached by the wife, who's just like, "My son's been kidnapped, and I need help." And he's like, "Well, why don't you go to the police?" "Well, it was put in care of Lieutenant Maxwell." And it's like, "Oh, Lieutenant Maxwell.
Oh, and yeah, they're like, oh shit,
Okay, I guess it means
Lieutenant
up to
Maxwell.
us." Honestly,
And she's always going, I need to find my child. I want my child back.
I should be note that because how much bad shit they talk of Maxwell, I was expecting there to be a twist that Maxwell was like
That's what
involved
I
with
was
like the
thinking.
villain plot.
Like he would have been like a twist bad guy. No.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, but no, Maxwell, Lieutenant Maxwell's not a bad guy, or at least not for the main
I
bad.
mean,
He is a bit of an asshole sometimes.
he's a jerk, but not the kind of jerk that would turn.
Turnkey.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I
I'll
think
do
you
better
forced that one
next
a little bit.
time. So their
All
plan
right.
at first is to try to hunt down the husband because apparently he owes the gang. There's $7 million.
6 million.
6 million. I thought it was seven. Whoops. That shows what
Yeah,
I know
six
about this
million.
movie.
Yeah, we're even paying attention.
Yeah, I like to think I was. They go to a strip bar where there's mud and oil wrestling, but without the mud, it's only oil. I don't know why they promised mud in
Oily
it.
oil. Lots of greased up ladies looking respectfully.
Well, they talk to the guy, and he's like really nice, and all of a sudden Jaguar shows up. He's like, "Fuck you! We're
I
gonna
want to
wrestle."
wrestle.
And then he does. It kind of happens out of nowhere, and he wrestles the
It's,
two ladies, and he
and then
steals
he
their
pops, and it's just like, oh, cut to the next scene. Okay.
yeah, he steals their panties, their scantily clad underwear, and then boom, next scene. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
already
that.
fitting up, but I'm pretty sure the next scene is when they go to where the father is, right?
Oh my god, I watched this yesterday and I already forgot.
I watched it 2 days ago. I'm blanking out. I don't know. If we miss scenes, oh
I
well, that's the film's fault. They should have been more memorable.
like whose fault is it really? Ours for not paying attention or them not
Ours for not
make
doing
it
our job, or the
fun
film
enough?
from like over 30 years ago. But they do eventually find the father, who is just living it out in a fucking, I don't know, the Playboy mansion with a bunch of babes,
Living the good
living
life.
the good
No
life.
kids, nothing.
But when they confront him, he gets the money because he loves his son and his wife, apparently, since, I don't know, he
Even though
really,
he left them.
yeah, even though he left them, he
But
loves
we'll find
them.
out why though.
Yeah. I mean, because his reasoning makes so much sense why he left them and moved to the Playboy mansion with a bunch of babes everywhere at his beck and call. They do get the money, and although Turk doesn't want them to pay the ransom, they ultimately decide to. They show up, the exchange is made, they get the kid, and then they get the money. But when the boss looks at the money and looks at it for like 1 second, he's like, "These bills are fake. Get up," which leads to one of our shootouts, or one of our big action scenes in quotes here, because most of them aren't really that good.
It's a lot of just shooting cover, shooting,
And walking
take cover.
around.
Yes. And then getting that one 80s song just
Once again,
in your head.
your favorite song,
Yes, this is my favorite song ever.
your favorite action song. Every film would be elevated with this music.
It would be.
But we do learn our reason as to why the father, because he gets shot. he gets shot and killed. Well, he doesn't get shot. And he gets shot and then he dies later.
He kind of bleeds out. He
He
kind of
bleeds
bleeds
out
out
and
and then
dies.
dies.
But that's where we learn that he had blood cancer. And, he didn't want, like, the family to see him suffer, so that's why he left, I believe.
And then went to the Babe
Went
house.
to the Babe house, which is where all people with blood cancer go to die.
Obviously. Like, what would you do?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah,
Hang out with
I
Hugh Hefner?
I go with the my blood cancer. Hugh Hefner is a very strong supporter of finding a cure for blood cancer, so that way those people can stop going to his fucking mansion.
He's just had so many people come to the mansion at this point. He's just like, fine, I'm going to find a cure to this blood cancer so we can all just fuck off and let me have these babes in peace.
Exactly. But unfortunately, the son gets captured again. Oh, I just realized we didn't talk about the kid because he has his own little plot too, where he befriends the dog they left out to guard him.
That was hilarious. Like, he's like an animal whisperer almost.
He's like, "What's
Because he like
your
talks with
name?"
the goat, and then yeah, he's like talking to the dog, like befriending it. And then the dog who's like looking aggressive as hell before, and then he's just like, I'll be your friend.
Yeah, that's a big brain move, just talking to the dog, and he easily escapes too. It's not even hard. They have this really,
Yeah.
they have one of those locks where you put like the little hook in the hole.
Yep.
And it's just like it's literally right next to the window that of where he's being held. So he just goes over, like lifts up, and then just fucking leaves.
Ah, damn it, the kid's gone. I told you to watch for him.
Who would have thunk it? The kid got away when you guys weren't paying attention.
Wow.
Like you'd think they would have left the guy like outside the door or something, but no.
No.
But of course the kid doesn't get far, and he gets hit by spaghetti, and gets captured. The kid gets captured like a lot in this film.
Yeah, he's kind of a smart at points, but then kind of dumb also.
But yeah, so yeah, the kid gets captured again. Turk does manage to wound one of the gangsters who is left behind, but ultimately Turk, because of the incident, loses his badge.
Yeah, he gets fired from the police
Cameron
force.
Mitchell is like, when I have to tell the commissioner about this, it gives me gas. It's like a Tums festival. So
Expert writing right there.
you've never had a Tums festival before, Cole?
Maybe when I was younger. I don't even remember the last time I had Tums, a Tums festival at all.
The last time I had Tums was I was a kid, but that's because I thought it was candy. I ate like
Same
two
here.
of them. Maybe that's why you don't remember the Tums festival. You OD'd on Tums.
I OD'd on Tums. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, but Turk gets fired from the police force, but he wants to see this case through because he wants to bang the wife. I mean, save the child
Yeah, for the kids.
for the kids.
Think about the children.
He follows the only lead he can think of and is to confront the guy that he shot. And although at first he's not allowed to enter because the police officer doesn't let him through, his old partner Jaguar shows up and basically relieves that officer of duty before basically allowing Turk to go in and torture the guy. And
Yeah, I don't know how that would have gotten Jaguar fired, possibly.
well,
But
no,
no.
it's fine. Jaguar is a cool, tough cop.
Yeah, he's a Chad, though.
They go.
A real alpha.
All they get from him though is that basically, that the guy, I think Fong, the leader guy, talks to like a guy named Fong to hook him up with like a secret location for where they're gonna hide out the kid. So they go to a, what was it? What was the place? I don't fucking remember what
It was like
called.
it was some kind of
Like
like
a-
club or something,
like
like
a
some
bathhouse, like a bath club or something.
yeah, something like that, like a country club almost, but not exactly.
An erotic country club.
Yeah,
They show up, and after failing to try to sneak in by claiming, "Oh, I'm a new
they
member."
had a membership.
What do you mean I'm not on the fucking list? What the fuck?
Oh, wait, let me check my private members
Let me take
list.
my
No, you're not
secret
on
list.
here either.
What? Give me that fucking book. And of course, they get found out and they get taken to the room by a group of guys, but they manage to beat the shit out of them because they're a bunch of cool Hollywood cops.
Hey, you said the title.
Yep, I mean I've said the title like previously though.
But again,
Should I say it like more than should I say it? Should I sprinkle Hollywood cop throughout like the rest of my discussion?
Yeah, like what is he? Some kind of Hollywood cop?
Yeah, so anyway, a Hollywood cop then searches around the building with his Hollywood cop means, and he manages to find Mr. Fong,
Oh
where he
my god.
confronts him with a, "If tell me where they are hiding the boy, or else I'll arrest you because of these lists of private things." And the guy's like, "Okay, I'll tell you, but you won't arrest me." He's like, "Don't worry," says Hollywood cop, "I won't." And Mr. Fong spills the location where the kid is, and he goes, "All right, since I promised I won't arrest them, Jaguar, you can arrest them. Because fucking got him, because crime doesn't pay. Especially when you're a Hollywood cop." I don't know. This film blue balls you a lot when I think about it.
Yeah,
Like, it tricks you into thinking you're about to get the big action shootout scene, but you never actually really get
but
it. Not even the final
but
one's
then
really
it's
that good.
the lame shootout. They actually, yeah, they were all kind of lame.
Like the except for the first one because of how kind of goofy it was. The very beginning one where they invade the ranch.
Yeah, that one was at least fun.
Yeah, but then after that, then you have when the kid when they're doing the exchange. That was really lackluster. Then there's when they go try to save like the kid the second time. That wasn't too interesting. And then the final one, I don't even remember that one, but it probably sucks too. But unfortunately for Turk, it looks like his chance to try to save the kid again might fail because Lieutenant Maxwell shows up and arrests Turk, or at least tries to arrest Turk for basically continuing this case even though he's off the force and he's a civilian.
But it was like, yeah, he like illegally carried a handgun, I think it was, or I forgot what the exact phrase was. It was like illegal use or illegal possession of a firearm.
That could be it.
And then
I
he's
don't
like,
know.
but wait, I'm a cop.
You're a civilian.
Not anymore.
But then he goes, "What about your son? I'm trying to save this kid. What if it was yours?" And it's like, "Oh shit! Now I
And
have
the
to let you go."
real reveal.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say more.
Oh, no, yeah, just like the other twist reveal where yeah, you find out he has a son.
Oh yeah, fucking what a twist! That really elevated
I
the movie
know.
from a 2 to a 10.
I know. And it totally reveals that maybe Maxwell isn't that much of an asshole because he's got a kid too.
And he lets him go and helps save the kid the second time. And I don't remember what happens at the second rescue. They all kind of become less and less interesting as time goes on.
More shooting.
There's more shooting. I think this is the one that has the car chase, and a guy gets set on
Yes,
fire.
this one's got the car chase.
Yeah, the car chase was kind of neat. They drive around, they shoot at each other. Eventually, the car bursts into flame. A guy catches on fire, and then the car
Yep.
explodes. It's pretty neat.
Epic.
Yep, really, it's pretty epic. But unfortunately, the big boss is still around, and he learns where a Hollywood cop is keeping the kid and the wife, which is at his place, and definitely not the filmmaker's house.
No, totally not. I don't know
Yep.
what you're talking about. That's a real set Hollywood style.
Yep. Hollywood
Hollywood
cop
cop
style.
style.
Hey, we were in sync there.
Hey.
But not like it matters that they found out where he is, because they just go back to the ranch because in an earlier scene, the husband explains to the child, "Oh, I left you your Christmas present in the attic of the house." And they go back to the ranch where the final confrontation happens. And as I stated previously, I don't remember that one at all. But I'm pretty sure Hollywood Cop won in the end.
Well, obviously, he
I'm
is
just gonna
Hollywood
assume
cop.
that he shot the big boss and killed him. And pretty much, it turns out the money was the $6 million the whole time.
Yeah, and now they're rich.
They're rich, but not before.
Hollywood cop, his new
No,
wife,
he's got
and
a.
stepson.
Yeah, and don't forget, Turk gets reinstated as a police officer, and he gets a new partner, which is Lieutenant Maxwell.
Swell.
And
And then
Jaguar gets a
Jaguar
fucking
gets the
babe as a
lady.
partner. And you know they fucking.
Oh yeah, you know.
Mm.
Like he was skeptical about it, and then he saw she was a babe, and he's like,
We're gonna
"Yeah,
go fucking mud and oil wrestling later. I wanna wrestle.
we're gonna get oiled up."
Yep. And then credits. Hollywood Cop.
Yeah.
And that was the entire plot of the movie, awkwardly explained. So Cole, what was your favorite part of Hollywood Cop? Now that I've explained everything.
Well, I said before, but when that one guy gets his hand cut off and then his head just sliced off and then just going down the step or down the hill, I should
Yeah.
say.
This film really does kind of peak in the early stages with like the awkward conversation with the bad guys, and then the ranch shootout, and then are introduced into Turk and all the stuff he does. It's, I guess I would say, once we get past that the exchange shootout, I think that's where the film kind of peaks off and then just patters out like on the way
Mm-hmm.
down.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, the best character was Jaguar, if we're being real here.
Oh yeah, definitely Jaguar. We all like the cool guy.
We all like him, especially when he's covered in all that oil.
Yeah, he's literally me, but minus the oil.
And being black. And the
Yeah, that too.
mustache.
Yeah, and no stash and no sick 80s hair.
Also, you're not a cop or
Yeah, I'm not a
Hollywood.
cop. Or in Hollywood, no.
Nope. Oh well.
But cool.
Yep. Kind of. A
Oh.
little. Just a bit. It's okay. Jaguar's literally me too, but in every sense of your way. I don't know, anything else you got to say about a Hollywood Cop?
Checking my notes quick, see if there's anything else.
Actually, I do have something to note. I
Ooh,
have the DVD, a cheapo DVD, and here's the special features they have
yes.
listed on the backs: interactive
Yes.
menus, scene selection, region free. Let's see you try to get that fucking shit on your fucking copy of Parasite. I bet Parasite doesn't have interactive menus or scene selection or region free. This is shit you
Yeah,
only get from Hollywood Cop.
the most kino of cinema.
The most kino. I don't know. I only recommended it because Red Letter Media talks about it in their Spotlight video, and I think they might have dropped the ball on this one. Or at least for our viewing entertainment, anyway.
Yeah, we both seem to be kind of very indifferent. Like we liked it early on, and then it just kind of
It's
I
no
wouldn't say
suburban
falls.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it mostly falls flat. It's just mostly
It peaks early
blah,
and then falls apart
and
further
then it
along.
really falls off the cliff.
It really bursts into flames,
Like that car.
like the guy.
Yeah, and the guy.
All right, anything in your notes you want to talk about?
No, that seems like about enough, I would say.
All right, well, then I guess we have no choice, but we're going to have to move on to our next film, which was recommended by Cole.
Yeah. So, my the pick for the modern movie, which is also in the let me rephrase that. It was picked because now since it's November and it's almost Thanksgiving time, we decided to go with a good one called Thankskilling from 2008, directed by Jordan Downey. And the whole movie follows this killer turkey named Turkey. And we follow these five college kids on Thanksgiving break. And I wrote all their names down and what each of them are in the stereotypical horror movie. You got Johnny the Jock,
Yeah.
who's the backup quarterback for the Tritons. You
Well,
get
that's only because he
Billy.
broke his leg last season.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you get Billy, who's the comic relief fat guy, just there to be
He's the
goofy.
redneck.
Oh, and you can definitely tell with his New Mexico trucker hat on.
Yes, because that's what I identify rednecks with. New Mexican trucker hat.
Then you got Darren, who's the nerd who fills you in on everything about the movie
Oh, the lore.
with all the lore. Allie, who I literally wrote down in parentheses as the bimbo.
The slut.
Yes, the slutty bimbo. And then Kristen or Christy, who's our,
Final girl.
you guessed it, the final girl. And yeah, that's about it. Then Turkey just comes by. He starts to wreck shit up.
Well, I
And
mean,
that's,
that's not how our movie starts, Cole. Please tell us
I'm,
how our
I'm just
movie
talking.
opened.
Well, the movie opens, though, with this text going 1621. The olden days, I noted that it said it was, they had to remind you, this is the olden days, by the way.
Well, everyone knows the next year was the New Days.
Yeah. And it was moments after the first Thanksgiving, and the first shot you get is literally a nipple.
Titties.
And it's this pilgrim lady who's definitely not a porn star at all.
You know,
I don't know what
they
anyone's
went the
saying with the name
things
of
route.
Wanda Lust. Yeah, hire a porn star for your low budget movie. And then Turkey has probably one of the best opening taglines ever for a movie right before the kill. Nice tits, bitch.
And then we cut to our opening, which goes on for
Title
way too
card.
long.
With
But
this weird, like, almost genuine parody ripoff music sound.
I thought it was pretty good. I disagree. I thought the music in that opening was
Oh,
good.
yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it just sounded, but just in the way that it sounds, it was kind of like almost parody or maybe a, oh, what's the word? Not, oh, God, I can't think of it. But in a way, kind of like not honoring or, but kind of
Respecting.
being, yes, respecting part of like what Genuine does with one of his songs
I don't know.
and kind of going that beat.
I don't think it was like a parody or anything like that. I think it was an original kind of thing. The opening goes on for too long though. Like they give credit to like everyone. Holy shit.
Which was also weird because there are end credits too, which they
There
also credit everyone, obviously. Yeah, and then after that happens, you get the like almost stock footage looking shots of a college campus. And from what I read on the IMDb, it was apparently supposed to be like the New England area in November.
Oh, it was supposed to be. Then what was it actually?
Apparently. Oh,
Allegedly, that's what it was.
let's. I'm gonna look this up again because forgot where they said that. Well, it said they shot it during the summer. Let me fact check myself. Yes, Thanksgiving was shot during the summer break between their junior and senior year of college. And oh, it's filmed at Denison University in Granville, Ohio.
Oh, everything happens in Ohio.
And even one more little fact, that opening scene that was shot without a permit in a public park, it says.
Incredible.
Well, yeah, you get the shots of other people walking on campus, then you get Billy right away ripping his shirt off, excited for Thanksgiving break.
Although that was just his big brain move to get Allie to show her tits, which he almost
Yeah,
does. He shows her bra off, but the
yeah, and
prude
then
comes along and
says it's
Chrissy.
not tits giving,
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving, not tits giving.
tits giving.
And then I
Oh.
cringe, which isn't the first time you'll cringe for something she says.
Yeah, we'll get to that later though.
Yeah, we got Billy, we got
And
Johnny, the jock. You got Darren gets introduced, who's a friend of Billy's.
and he's weird.
And he's weird. He wipes his face a lot, and he's awkward because he's a
He
nerd.
and he makes like weird like boogery sounds when he's wiping his nose. It's
Yep.
like just really weird and almost serial killer vibes, it seems.
You're saying that if the Thanksgiving turkey didn't exist, he would be the killer.
Maybe. But like secretly, because obviously he would be picking them off one by one.
I can see that.
I don't know. He just gave those vibes, especially near the end. I don't know why, but I had that little hunch on me. But yeah, they're driving along and
Talk about what they're thankful for.
yeah, and then they repeat or you get the first of three John Benet Ramsey case jokes.
Oh please, Allie, your legs are harder than the Jean-Benet Ramsey case.
And
Oh
apparently it was
snap!
like the best joke ever.
Well, you have to understand they're in Ohio.
I don't know. I guess that is like the best joke you could ever say in Ohio, maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I
Ohio.
don't
You
live
know what
there, so
Ohio is known for? Probably the
weirdos.
Mothman or something. All jokes I hear about is Ohio's like the craziest place to live.
Apparently, yeah, it's like the Florida of the Midwest, it seems.
Well, you do have to understand Scott the Woz, who's a demon, lives there, so you know he's
All
probably the
right.
cause of everything.
That could be it. He's trying to give birth to the Antichrist from demonic toys
He
in
is the
Ohio.
Antichrist, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Get your Nefarious Reels lore right, Cole.
All
We do
right,
get
now where were
introduced to side character, Chrissy's dad, who's the
Yeah,
sheriff
Christie's
of the
dad, the
Tad,
sheriff, and his wife leaves him
his
after,
stepwife,
yes, stepwife,
or his second
who,
wife, I guess is more fitting.
yes,
Damn,
who,
what'd you do? Take a dump in it? As a
I was about to
matter of
say,
fact, I
I
did.
did.
I want a fucking
Fucking
divorce.
Devar. Yeah, that would have put a smile on John Waters' face.
Yeah, incredible, fantastic.
Wonderful.
Do we get to introduce to him, and he's gonna be important later in this discussion because he's part
Yeah,
of some of the best scenes.
he's a very integral part to the story later on.
And I have actually a neat bit of info about him, but I don't want to mention it until we get to a certain part.
Yeah, so then like Christy calls her dad saying that she'll be home in a few hours and that they'll
And
go to this
the ball, Thanksgiving
police
ball.
ball,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving ball, yeah. And then oh no, Johnny's car breaks down.
It overheats.
Yeah, it overheats and they decide to camp out for the night.
But then Darren sees the Crawford son.
Crawberg, and he gives us the
Crawford.
whole lore rundown of
So back in the first Thanksgiving, this Indian black shaman guy, Feather Cloud, necromances a turkey to life because the white man disgraced him, who turns out to be one of Billy's ancestors. And the turkey comes to life and he kills a bunch of people, and then he rests
white
for,
people.
Yeah, white people. For 505 years, which, luckily for the kids, it hasn't happened yet until 40 minutes from now. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun.
Except earlier in the film, at the beginning of the film, after the tits scene, a fucking random hunter and its dog, Flashy, the dog Flashy pees on a totem that
Totem
brings
pole and
the
it
turkey to life,
awakens Turkey.
who then kills the dog.
Yeah, and it took the guy so long to find him that it was pitch black.
Right.
And then Turkey, who has another good line talking about axes and how he
had
accidentally
an accident.
cut him.
Well, you see,
it?
I had this
Accident?
axe, and I accidentally killed him. Get it? Accident.
Axe. That turkey, man.
Got him. But keep going, Cole.
Okay, yeah. So we get the whole Crawberg lore, and then Christy, Christy calls her dad to be like, "Oh yeah, we're camping out for the night," and then she starts to seem getting a little paranoid with the whole idea of there being a killer turkey and the story, and then she's talking to herself, kind of saying that there's no such thing as an evil turkey, and then who's in the scene? Turkey.
And he shows up going, "There's no such thing as an evil turkey."
Evil.
Oh wait a minute, I lied. That's the line I took for this intro.
Yeah. And then she runs back to their campsite and kind of explains what happened, and
but they all laugh it off. It's just a story.
And then Darren's like, I didn't think it had that much of an impact.
Yeah, but fortunately no one believes, and they end up camping out. But there is an omen when a baby bunny gets thrown. Baby bunny, I'm using quotes here because that's fake.
Baby bunny.
That thing's fake looking as shit.
Cute bunny.
It gets thrown into a fire, and it turns out that its innards were picked out by a turkey beak.
A turkey beak. Dun dun dun.
But luckily, the night passes successfully, although Billy, who slept outside, has turkey droppings on his chest. And
the crazy old guy ran the turkey out.
Yeah, that's what he says anyway. He's like, I saved your life, boy. He tried to get you, but I scared him off. But now it seems that Turkey is going to be hunting down these college kids for some reason.
Yeah, we're never really sure on what victims he picks out, but
I guess it's just because that he
they're white.
Didn't get to kill them earlier. Maybe that's why he just wants to finish
he's just kind of going back and like, yeah, I got to finish what I started.
Yeah. I'm here to finish the fight. But everyone goes their separate ways. But unfortunately, Turkey follows them by hiking a ride with a random dude.
With this random dude that wanted to fuck the turkey,
it was
I guess?
ass or grass. And then Turkey
Ass,
goes,
gas,
well,
or
yeah,
grass?
ass guy. Well, I don't have any money, so I guess I'll go with ass.
Ass.
He doesn't just kill him; he makes him call his family first.
Yeah, he like pulls up a shotgun, tells him to like call his daughter, and then yeah, over the line, just pow.
And after that, it just drives away, and they're none the wiser. But they
Yeah, and then once they're back on the road, they get back to their homes. I guess they also all live next to each other pretty conveniently.
they're pretty close by, it seems like. But we get Johnny meets up. We learn about his family dynamic that his dad doesn't want to talk to him because now
He's the backup
he's the
quarterback,
backer, not the main one.
even though he broke his leg.
I mean, it was
And there
only
was
2 weeks ago. Maybe he'll forget.
yeah, and there was a funny and they have like they include a fart sound effect on
Yeah,
his
that's so
dad. Like
weird.
yeah, and it's just like, how are you? And you just hear
Yeah.
it's like, what was that for?
But luckily they do make out because Johnny probably lies about becoming the.
Probably, he did lie.
Yeah, he did lie. He lied about
He
being the
lied.
main quarterback, and they make up just in time for Turkey to fucking kill his dad.
And another great turkey moment where he cuts off his head. He's like, "Go deep, Johnny."
And ironically, in a similar connection, Hollywood Cop, he only looks like he's cutting the throat, but he manages to cut off the whole head somehow.
Yeah.
And he throws the head like a football, and Johnny Cage is like, ah, ah. But when he runs inside, his mom's also dead with
Also
her eyes picked out.
Oh. And then Johnny runs and finds everyone else.
Except for Allie, who
Yeah,
unfortunately will
except for
become
Allie,
the
because they're
next
trying to
victim.
figure out where she is.
Wait, no. What
And
happens
she
is
finds this other guy.
No.
Whoa.
What happens is that he can't she's tried to call Allie, but couldn't reach her. That's
Yeah,
why.
because she's busy with another dude who's dry humping her with pants on.
Yeah, close sex. I love it. I love close sex.
Close
movie.
sex. Yeah. And then Turkey kills that guy.
Kills the guy that's dry humping
Then he
her. Then he
decides to get behind and basically grape her then. But then he's doing the work behind and then delivers another great line. You just got stuffed. And then snaps her neck.
Yep. And unfortunately, that means our body now with one, we only have 4 people left: the jock, the hick, the nerd, and the final.
And then the final girl.
And then
Place your
Darian.
bets on who's gonna be the last alive.
Oh, I forgot to mention. So Christy makes the Jean-Benet Ramsey case joke once. She makes it a second time later on after they drop off Allie, and then but that's set up to one of the better jokes when Darren tries. What?
They act like it was like they never heard of it before.
It was so nice. You have to hear it twice, Cole.
I guess so. Just like
but
how
it's built up to the best joke, where basically Darren tries to emulate the joke again, but he messes up and he goes, "Wow, I guess she's harder to shut than Jean-Benet Ramsey's legs." And you're like, "Oh."
And then it's like, "Oh, Darren, stop it."
But it's funny. It was perfect.
Because he's awkward.
Delicious cringe. But with that, they need to find a way to defeat the Turkey. And they come up with a theory that, like, well, Darren, if you know all this information on books, we can go to, like, the library to find more. And he's like, the libraries are closed. And Creed's like, wait, we can go to my dad, the sheriff. And he's got a lot of books. We can see there's one there. But Turkey has already arrived there in a disguise. Wearing the fake fucking glasses and, like, nose with the mustache. As the sheriff's getting ready for the ball, I guess, which is now today, apparently, not yesterday anymore.
Guess it got postponed or something because Christy wasn't there.
My prevailing theory is that the sheriff, that's just the only officer in the town. So he can just have the ball any day he wants.
Maybe.
That's my theory. But he's dressed up as a turkey, and we get a fun little exchange where the turkey shows up to the sheriff, and instead of just killing him, they just have this, like, nice, like, sit down at the table, drinking coffee. He's like, nice weather today we're having, right?
Fucking weather.
Yeah, fucking weather. See this
and then
fucking
the sheriff
weather?
Gets mad
Get
says,
real. Yeah, but don't worry. He's 505 years old.
Yeah, 510 years old. So he's like, oh, that's okay then.
And he's like, oh, well, you can say fucking, I guess. But unfortunately, as Turkey decides to leave, Sheriff goes, is like, that is one strange little duck. And then Turkey's like, fuck it. And he fucking kills him. And No, I'm not gonna not yet. I'm not gonna get to the interesting
Yeah,
sheriff lore yet.
not
Gotta
yet.
save it. So when with the sheriff dead, you have to wonder what happens next because they're going to the house. How what's gonna unfold? What unfolds is that when they arrive at the house, Turkey opens the door and he's wearing the sheriff's face. And since
And
this
it's like
is a comedy
shrunk.
horror with like the fake mustache and everything, and Crazy's like, "Oh hi, Daddy. Oh, you got a haircut. You look different. You got a haircut. Oh, that's
He's like,
so
"Oh, hey
cool."
kids."
And he also does the same thing he did with the sheriff, where he doesn't do anything. Oh, what are you guys doing? They go in the garage, and
They're
Krista
trying to
lies
find
to
out.
Cherky about what they're doing.
Yeah,
Uh,
because obviously she doesn't want to freak her dad, as I
and
say that in quotes.
also probably wouldn't believe them, which
That too.
probably inadvertently did work out because if she said, "Oh, there's a killer turkey after us, and we're gonna look up a way to defeat him," the turkey probably would have attacked them outright.
Oh, that too. The turkey would
See
have
there,
just
there's a bit of
pulled off
logic
the
in it.
mask Scooby Doo style, be like, "Ha ha! I am the turkey. I fooled you all."
Yeah, possibly, but they dig around for 5 minutes in a book reading montage where they successfully find the book, which gives them info of how to stop the turkey, which is to basically you need to. At first, it just tells them that you need to steal the pendant, which takes out some of his power, but the rest is in code, a mathematical code. And then it cuts to the book where it actually has a fucking like mathematical equation on it on the rest of the text. So Billy
Wait,
leaves, but unfortunately, when Billy leaves at the time, the turkey's trying to hide the body of the sheriff.
the sheriff's corpse.
Honestly, and the face score of the sheriff isn't actually too bad. For
I
cheapo face
like
score,
that.
it was actually pretty neat.
The gore face, yeah, really good
Yeah.
looking.
And to circle, now we're gonna get into sheriff lore. So in the opening credits, there's a credit to a guy with a nickname of like Dead Man, and I saw a video a while ago when I was super into Thankskilling. So
Ooh,
that guy who plays the sheriff, he actually
yeah,
is famous for playing dead bodies in the CSI TV show.
huh?
Yep. So there we go. That's the neat little bit of lore.
Interesting.
But that's it. But basically, unfortunately, he gets caught by Billy trying to move the corpse. And he goes, "Wait a second. If that's the sheriff, that means, guys, it's Jerky. I found him." And they manage to successfully remove the talisman that gives Turkey his immortality. But he manages to get away, which upsets Billy and makes him leave. And
And he's really hungry.
he's really hungry. But luckily, Darren manages to decipher the rest of the code, which says that you have to do a demonic chant backwards to remove all his invincibility, the turkey's invincibility, and then you have to burn him in a stake.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that if he's not around, that means he must be in a TP. And we're all
On the
everyone's
side of the
like,
road.
yeah. And it's like, well, that's great. How many TPs are even in this town? But he's like, wait a minute. But it says if he's not in a TP, that means he's killing one of your friends. Where we unfortunately, why am I regaling the entire plot now? It's your recommendation, Cole.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So then Billy, who's again really hungry, he sees this holographic turkey, probably one of Plankton's favorites,
Yeah.
and then he eats it. Feels a little weird, and then boom, turkey comes out like a chest burster from Alien.
No, he doesn't come out like a chest, he shoots him with a shotgun in his stomach. Because the barrel of the shotgun comes out first, and then Turkey comes
Oh
out.
right. And then he gives the tagline of the movie:
Gobble,
"Gobble
gobble,
gobble,
motherfucker.
motherfucker." That's what I call foul play.
And Turkey then gets away. Unfortunately, Darren sees Billy's body. He's in an emotional breakdown. I'm one of the cool kids because of you, Billy. It's not that bad. You can't die. It's not
and then
that
they
bad.
and then they play the Billy song, which
Oh
I
my
wrote
god.
down. It sounded like something you would hear like Cartman would sing on South Park.
Billy, Billy,
I don't know why,
Billy.
but I could hear Cartman's voice in there.
You were my,
Like my
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 best,
best
best friend. Best
friend.
friend.
Billy, Billy, Billy.
I gotta send you because Thanksgiving has a musical, and I gotta send you like more of its tracks. I sent you a video that has the first one in
Yeah,
it, the
I'm
big
gonna
one.
watch that one later.
I gotta send you the fucking best friend song because it fucking is great. It's so good. It's more horny. That song's way more horny. In the musical adaptation, than this one is. But honestly, I think the Billy song thing, that's actually my favorite part of the whole movie because it's just so goofy. Of them just, they're eating ice cream together and they're playing hide and seek, and then Darren tucks Billy into bed. Also, the gore scene of Billy having his guts out is pretty cool too.
Yeah, the gore is actually solidly good in this with what budget they had,
Yeah, it's
which is
definitely
probably their
charming.
best part.
Well, when it's not CGI blood,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the head shot off in the earlier death.
Yeah, that one's probably like the worst, but really it's like what can they do with that instead of you can't get the most amazing looking effects with their budget. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so Billy dies and
rip.
then they're driving off and oh, they find the teepee by the side of the road.
As one does their teepee, of course.
Yeah, obviously. And then they come up with this whole plan of how to get the turkey.
All right, Darren, we're gonna distract him, and then you're gonna sneak around behind him with this rope, and then tie him up, and then do the thing.
So I'm doing all the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so then Christy and Johnny try to distract Turkey so then Darren can get behind and tie him up, which they eventually do, and then we get another really cringe line after they read the equation and all that and
yeah, the
from Christy about Cox.
yeah. Well, actually, I'm curious. Do you think if we played like the chant they did in reverse, do you think it'll actually say something?
I don't know, maybe.
Like, I'm not gonna look it up, but I would be interested.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else in our audience can do that for us. That'd be great. Save us
Yeah,
the time.
please.
But yeah,
We
you
don't
get
feel like doing work.
Chrissy's iconic line. I want to roast this cock. You mean
You
turkey?
mean turkey,
No, I
right?
mean dick.
Not the animal.
Yeah.
And then you're just so puzzled at what that meant at all.
And so was everyone else because that allows Turkey the time to escape. But then he gets blasted because it comes full circle. Our old crazy guy comes off,
Troll crazy guy helps us and
shoots him point
he's
blank into the dumpster.
and they're all safe.
Oh, don't forget, the old man gets the great line. He's like, well, he killed my dog. Maybe one day you guys can understand it. Like, maybe if he killed your, like, mom and dad or best friend.
Best friend. And then Darren.
Yeah. And don't forget Johnny and Christy. They all lost their parents.
Yeah, too.
And then old man leaves the film forever. Goodbye.
Yeah, luckily he didn't die.
My favorite character in this whole movie. And yeah, it seems that Christy and Johnny hook up and have sex as Darren tries to watch a movie.
And then that's where I think Darren looked like most like a serial killer. He like had the glasses off and he had like this weird look when he's eating the popcorn. He's just like,
It felt more like awkward third wheel to me. But when he goes to the bathroom, but when he goes in the kitchen, we get a reveal. That dumpster that Turkey got blasted in, it was for toxic
was radioactive waste.
So now he's back and he's glowing. And unfortunately, he kills Darren.
He rips his tongue out and then beaks his heart out.
Yeah.
Which also did look kind of cool too.
Yeah, it did. Oh, also, don't forget, Darren, it's confirmed, has a hot ass.
Yes.
Because he sticks that fucking, like, chicken thermometer into his ass, and it goes all the way up instantly. Darren's confirmed to have the nicest ass in Thankskilling. Take that, Allie.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Darren gets killed, and Johnny goes to investigate what's going on, where he gets stabbed by a not a baster, the turkey electric cutter.
Like that, yeah, turkey cutter.
And the Christy comes in, and then they have to run away. And luckily, though, Christy manages to take Johnny's lighter and random paint can thing, and she manages to set Turkey ablaze. Oh God, my wings are melting. My feathers are melting. I'm sorry, Christy. I'm not gonna make it. I wish I could call a timeout on this one, but I just can't.
Oh God, all the football terms they used when they were like, yeah, like calling a timeout, could have done it. Can't do an audible here in real life. It was like, okay, I get it.
Unfortunately, Johnny dies from his wounds. And it's all up to Christy to finish the job. She fucking... she like, smacks Turkey with a baseball and knocks him into a nearby fucking bonfire. Just giant bonfire thing that's
with
not lit
all these
yet.
sticks like set up conveniently also.
And that after a turkey gets in, it causes a fucking turkey leg to blast out, which Christy then eats. And then we awkwardly cut to just a regular Thanksgiving
Just
dinner.
yeah, like a family Thanksgiving dinner, and this guy's got a turkey hat, which I kind of want now.
Well, you can just buy it probably. You probably get it on like Amazon
Yeah, I could
somewhere.
probably find it for like Amazon for like $10.
And they all have a prayer, but then the turkey moves, it comes to life and goes, "Do
Do
I
I smell
smell
sweet
sequel?"
sequel?
Wow! To be
Biatch.
continued in Thankskilling. No, turkey will return in space.
Oh,
And end credits. So I
yeah,
have
that would have been funny if we did the little Marvel trope. Turkey will return.
in space.
Space.
But I have a question for you about Thanksgiving because
Uh-huh.
something I want to note: there are a little bit of animated segments similar to
Yes.
Llamageddon. My question,
Mm-hmm.
because these are it's pretty similar film to Llamageddon, cheapo budget, clearly more in on the joke of their
Killer
premise,
animal.
killer animal, little animated segments. My question for you is, which one do you think is better? Do you think it's Thanksgiving
Ooh.
or Llamageddon?
I would have to say Thanksgiving because I think there's more entertaining parts and the characters are not as annoying, you could say. And there's not too many shots where you have people talking. It's like the camera's like right up in their face and
Oh yeah,
makes
that
you feel
is definitely true.
uncomfortable.
Like you already know I probably like Thanksgiving more because I talked about it in our llama again discussion of how I thought the llama should
Yep.
be more like a turkey.
Yeah, it was just a regular llama. We had a puppet turkey that talked who also was voiced by the director of the movie.
He also did a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things. He killed a guy with an axe. He blasted a guy with a shotgun. He has a small penis apparently. He can snap
Yeah,
necks. He's cut off a dude's head and thrown like a football. He's
he's
pretty great. I love him. I love Turkey.
he's got a lot of unique kills.
He is Hollywood cop.
Yeah, what is he? What is this? Some kind of Thanksgiving?
A Lamau.
Hey.
Anything else you got to say about Thanksgiving?
I actually, when I was like writing notes down for this, I realized like 30 minutes in, I just had so many bullet points. I was like, I'm like almost writing down everything, but I think we literally went through everything I had on here.
Yeah, I may think of note. I talked about all the main stuff that I want to, include my fun little tidbits. Like this has a musical, a small musical. I actually have the soundtrack on disc, so you should check it out. It's pretty funny.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted with it. So I guess, with that, I guess we'll just move on to the next thing then. So
Yep.
after we discuss the movies, it's now time for us to choose which of these two films was the better of the two.
I
Cole,
wonder
which
which one it
film is the
is.
best of the two? Which film is the best of the worst?
Thanksgiving.
Yep. Thanksgiving was Hollywood Cop was doomed to lose. I really thought I put my faith in Red Letter Media and they let me down. But congratulations, Coles. I think with
Shame.
that, you're like tied with me technically now.
I think so. I Let me double check that quick. I know I have it down somewhere.
I think, yeah, because this is episode 7. So, and I know I have 3, you have 2, and then there's one with a
Yes.
tie. So it's gonna be 3-3-1 now.
Yeah, 3-3-1.
You're
Modern is winning 4-2-1
Yeah,
currently.
you're coming from behind. You came from like a 3-1 deficit here, and you're coming back. This truly is for me the art of the choke.
Yes, I'm LeBron. I am LeBron James and the Warriors. You're LeBron James and the Cavs. Jesus,
All right.
coming from a guy who watches basketball.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still
We'll see.
next episode, but with that out of the way, next week time to come to questions. We got a couple here. We got one from our regulars, and we got 2 from some guys that we begged from a subreddit for.
We were desperate.
We were pretty desperate. So let's start with the first question. It comes from classically Mattias. He asked this after Halloween, but what are some of your favorite movie monsters?
Hmm.
For me, it's the zombie. Like, I know as a teenager
Okay.
growing up, I was super into zombies. I had this really great book called Everything You Need to Know About Zombies, which not only covered like the anatomy and how to take out a zombie and zombie apocalypse, it also talked about its impact on pop culture and stuff. It was really great, and I fucking lost the book somewhere. I still think it was fucking
No.
stolen. I read it so many times. I had it in high school, and the one day I just didn't have it. And I couldn't find it. I'm convinced someone fucking stole it because it was such a good fucking book.
Wow.
And the zombies are still pretty cool though, so I think that would be my pick for favorite.
Oh, you
Uh,
got some other cool ones. So you got like Frankenstein's monster. You got the werewolves. You got mummies.
Godzilla's pretty cool
Brendan
too.
Fra- the Brendan Fraser mummies, not the Tom Cruise
Yeah, the
one.
Brendan Fraser mummy. That one's a pretty scary one actually. Those movies are still actually kind of freaky, even though
I
they
have
are.
not seen those movies. I think ever since I was like a kid, probably even at like I don't know 5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah, I haven't
But
seen
it'll
the
be like
films in a while, but they were
clips.
pretty. They're like it's a really good action horror, I would say. I would love to discuss
I
that
was
trilogy for film club.
I honestly another one that not exactly mummies, but the undead pirates in Curse of the Black Pearl also were kind of freaky looking.
Well, their reveal was really good.
That is
That
a
that
good one
really
where
did sell it.
you got the moonlight in the shot and how the one captain changes from human skin to then just
Or the reveal
dusty
when
bone.
Emily Elizabeth Swan runs out on the deck and then they're all just skeleton crew.
Oh, such a good scene.
Godzilla's pretty cool too. Big monsters
Godzilla,
fuck things up.
all of those monsters too. King Kong, Mothra, Mecha Godzilla.
You know what's a great movie monster? The Things from Things, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
I love weird spider babies that just
bringing
roll
it
around.
back.
Reference, 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 reference.
We're Ryan Reynolds movies now.
Turkey. Turkey's a great monster. You know, it's also another great monster. The Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh Jesus!
Scariest monsters in all of cinema.
What about Suburban Sasquatch?
Suburban Sasquatch. That's another good one. I know you would say the llama from Llamageddon, and I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, I would say the llama. It was funny.
Yeah, but all those are some good movie monsters from both good and bad movies. So next we have our first Reddit question from Short Employers 7655. Favorite film soundtrack and favorite cinematographer. I just kind of combined the two because they asked the same thing, same
Mm-hmm.
because they asked both questions. House, Houseu, and Houseu. Done.
Okay.
I mean, the Houseu soundtrack's really fucking great. It slaps. It's a very memorable soundtrack. It's always stuck in my head. And this might be unfair because this is a recency thing since I've been listening to the soundtrack recently, but the Beyond soundtrack's pretty good.
Ooh. That one we discussed for Film Club?
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
cool.
horror movies usually have really good soundtracks, so you really want to sell the terror. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
easy go, oh, the Michael Myers theme's really good. No, done. Dun.
Dun dun.
Yeah,
Dun 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 dun
yeah, the Call of Duty Zombies
dun.
theme.
Yes. Oh, that was something I played a lot in my middle school, high school years.
I want to know if there any other non-horror soundtracks stick out.
One that I will say for non-horror soundtrack is The Social Network has a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it's another one great original soundtrack, Lord of the Rings.
I'd have to listen to it and watch the movies because I've
Wait,
actually never watched them.
you've never seen Lord of the Rings?
I
What the
know.
fuck? That's it. Next week
My
episode, we're
family
watching the
was
Lord of the Rings movies.
we're just gonna scrap the whole thing and we're just gonna watch Lord of the Rings instead.
That's it. This is now a Lord of the Rings podcast. We're just gonna watch Lord of the Rings every 2 weeks and talk about
Every
it.
2 weeks, see what new details we get out of them.
Yep. But really, I can't believe you haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we never were really Lord of the Rings people. My dad, he is not a fan of them.
Oh,
He thinks they're just way too long and overrated.
damn.
Yeah.
Your dad hates good movies. What a shock. No wonder you want to be on a podcast with bad movies. You were influenced.
Yeah, that was my influence.
Your dad's like, "What? Lord of the Rings? No, fuck that. We're gonna watch fucking Garbage Pail Kids movie."
Yeah, I don't think he's not exactly like hates them. It's just more of yeah, like they're overhyped all that. But I do have the steel boxes for those one for the Lord of the Rings, so
All right, so
then definitely meaning
eventually,
to check them out.
yeah, sure, they're really good. Even though I have my own like grudge against the film series. That'll be for a question for another day if it gets asked. Film soundtracks. We're still going for those.
Yeah, film soundtracks. Okay.
I've already listed a couple. You should list some more.
Let's see, Social Network. Unironically, I will say at some points the Saw soundtracks are kind of fun.
Well, they do have just that one theme alone's really good. The Saw
Yes,
theme,
they're the Hello Zep overture for
really good.
every ending, basically.
Yeah, I mean the first one hits the hardest, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's like the best way. Because usually a soundtrack can elevate a scene, but sometimes the scene used in it can also elevate the song as well. I feel like if that thing was just placed like in the middle of the movie, it wouldn't be nearly as good.
Oh yeah, like it depends on the context of the scene and what kind of not motivation, but kind of emotions you're trying to get out of the audience and what kind of feelings you're trying to get from them and what this character's trying to learn. And then boom, one
Reveal.
of the better twists in a horror movie.
It turns out the trap was the friends we made along with the way.
Yeah.
Maybe do you want to list
Uh,
a non-horror? Oh wait, no, you did. Social
let's
Network.
see. Yeah, I did Social Network. Um, honestly, like the main score for Star Wars usually has always been one that I've loved.
Yeah, those ones are classics. How about favorite cinematographer?
This one might be a little based, but Roger Deakins,
What has he done?
Blade Runner 2049. I think he did the new Dune also.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen either of those two films you listed.
Oh,
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to scrap this. This is now a Lord of the Rings and Blade Runner
and
and Dune
Dune
podcast.
podcast.
We're
I'm trying
we're
to
now a
think
Roger
of
Deakins podcast.
yeah, we're gonna join Roger Deakins podcast.
Yep. No, our podcast is just talking about Roger Deakins. That's it now. It is.
We're Roger Deakins fans now.
Yep. Uh, this is gonna sound bad, but I don't know any cinematographers by name. I just think films that like I like the look of, and that's just
That's
it.
I'm
Well,
like the same. Like I only know like a few, but I'm trying to look at some right now on IMDb.
like Lord of
A
the Rings
couple
got some great shots, so that house who's got great shots. I love there. That cinematography is probably really good.
a couple other movies I would say have really great cinematography are some Nicholas Winding Refn ones, Drive and Only God Forgives.
Haven't seen those ones, but okay.
They have some really nice shots in them, really good looking color schemes and color palettes. Uh, what else?
Probably anything that has like great landscape shots. Probably like the Sound of
Yeah,
Music. That's got some like nice looking shots of like the area.
but John Favreau says you can't get shots of good skies though.
Well, in Africa,
Apparently,
that's the Sound of Music takes place in what I think Holland, doesn't it?
somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, it's like Europe during World War II. I think Austria. I think it might be Austria.
Yeah, but if we're even like going like landscape shots, Brokeback Mountain has some nice ones with the
Yeah,
mountains.
yeah, that's always great. I wish I could quit you. I don't know those. Yeah, good cinematographers. I wish I knew their names
There's probably some
because I
other
feel
ones
like an
I can't
asshole.
think of right now, but yeah, definitely have to start looking into more of these cinematographers' names and what they've done. I
Yeah.
mean, you could even say maybe like Alfonso Cuarón of whenever he's been the cinematographer as well. Like Roma, he had some really nice looking shots and
Oh, if he was the one that
his
decided to
composition
do
in
the
general.
giant crab shot, then yes, I 100% agree.
A giant crab.
Yeah, you know the giant crab in Roma.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Best scene of the movie, baby.
I like
There's a
how that's
giant
the
crab
best
in it.
scene in that one.
That's a scene I always remember in Roma. I mean, there's a lot of great scenes in Roma, but for some reason, the giant crab one's such an odd one to stick out to me so much. But it's
It
because
just sticks out.
there's just a giant crab at one point, and you know what? Why not?
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
happy for it.
Hooray for giant crabs.
Hooray for giant crab! It is now time for crab.
Crab
Yeah.
people.
Anyway, let's move on to our final
Yeah.
question from Zero Mr. Freckles Zero. If you could go back and recast one of the roles, which actor would you replace and with who? For the movies we discussed, I would swap out Turk from the Hollywood Cop, and I swap him out with Turkey.
with turkey.
Yep, that's the role I would replace him with.
Okay. Um, if it was me, I would replace Hollywood Cop with the guy who was the samurai cop.
You just
So
want to
then
watch
you could make it
Samurai
like a
Cop.
yes.
There's already a film about Samurai Cop. It's called Samurai
But,
Cop, Cole.
but then you make it a shared universe where it's one guy playing two people
So
and it's
what you're
going to
saying
confuse
is you
them.
want this to be the original Samurai Cop, and the Samurai Cop we have nowadays is going to be the sequel.
Kind of. But he's two different people though.
What?
So like he's got two different names. Wait, you're not getting what I'm saying? Like he's
I'm
got
not
two
getting what
different
you're saying.
multiple personalities.
Oh.
Like multiple personality disorder.
Hmm.
And you're trying to figure out who he is.
Well, wait, but then why would you care about Samurai Cop? Like, would characters from this version of Hollywood Cop show up in Samurai Cop to like
Yes.
establish this? I feel like you're gonna have to make a lot more changes to Hollywood Cop than just that one. Another change I
Hmm.
would make, I was recast Jaguar as Samuel L. Jackson,
That one would be interesting.
just so he can say motherfucker like every line.
That's a fun motherfucking lady there.
I'm gonna go do some motherfucking wrestling. Uh, for
um,
Thankskilling, I don't know. I think everyone's perfectly casted in that movie.
I was just about to say also for Hollywood Cop, make one of the gangsters like Joe Pesci or Robert De Niro.
Just swap out all the gangsters for Robert De Niro, Joe
Joe
Pesci, Al
Pesci,
Capone,
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. You can get the guy who plays the main dude from The Sopranos. Throw in a couple of The Sopranos in there, but keep the fucking pasta names. Keep spaghetti,
Yes, like spaghetti,
rigatoni,
rigatoni, penne,
penne, angel
all the
hair,
pasta types.
elbow, just all the pastas.
Yes. And what other no, yeah, everything else I think is good because there's no other perfectly cast movie than Thanksgiving.
You know what? You could probably swap out the wife in the movie for Divine, and the line probably would probably be a lot better.
Yeah, but Divine's been dead for like 35 years.
Hey! This is a fucking
Oh, this is an
fictionalization. Jesus.
alternate universe.
Yeah, I mean, if we're fucking having your dream of having Hollywood Cop
Okay,
with Samurai Cop and forming your own Samurai Cop cinematic universe, I can have Divine and fucking Thanksgiving. Okay.
fair enough.
Anyone else you want to swap out, or do you think we're good?
I think we're good. We should
Uh,
have been the casting directors.
yeah, we could have. And then maybe if I was, maybe I remember the cinematographers' names. Anyway, with the questions out of the way, it is time for us to recommend some movies. And since I
Yeah.
recommended the retro pick last time, Cole, you can recommend the retro pick for the next episode.
All right. So the retro pick, I had a few in mind. I was gonna go through like maybe some of those Red Letter Media Best of the Worst or I Hate Everything Search for the Worst. There was another channel, I think it was like Fanboy Flicks with bad movies. But there was one I remembered looking at like compilations of like just bad movie scenes, and this one came to mind. Also, a movie from 1987, Hard a Ticket to Hawaii.
Ooh, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I know that has a Blu-ray. Gonna have to
Yeah,
pick
and
that one up.
the only thing I remember is there's a scene with a frisbee,
I think this
and
is
I
an
won't go into
action
more.
movie too.
Yeah, it's if you look at the poster, it's very action movie like.
Well, this actually fits. This is going to be ironic because my modern pick is a horror film, and it's one that I haven't seen but been meaning to, and I know you've talked about it before, and you haven't finished it. It's
Yep.
2012's Thankskilling 3, baby. So we're just repeating this episode a second time.
Action and
Killer
turkey
turkeys.
horror.
If fucking Hard Ticket to Hawaii has the main male character is Turkey, I'm gonna McFlip and lose it. So if you don't want to get spoiled for a Hard Ticket to Hawaii or Thankskilling 3, how about watching those movies before the next episode's out? And hey, if you want, you can also ask us some questions either through another Reddit post, I guess, where we beg for it, or on the Discord We should probably make our own Reddit thing, honestly. I don't
We
know.
could.
Maybe later in the future.
We'll think about it.
But yep, I've been a Jedi, and that's been Cole. You all have a good day and a happy Morbius.
Yep. Happy Morbius. Happy
Happy
Shrek.
Morbi. Happy Shrek. Release the fart cut. Richard.
Richard.
Okay, see you everyone. Bye.
Yep. See ya. Bye.